right, guys, we've got a banger for you today because we are going to be running the most massive train we have run in Railroader so far. It's going to be 115 cars, 3,600 tons, and 4,698 feet. You know, the last video we had added the Robinson coal mine mod, whatever it's called, right? It adds capacity, it increases car output in a quest to make more money in game quicker, and this was a result. So we did the interchange in the last video, and literally the entire yard was filled up with coal hoppers minus 3 cars that were going to Bryson. We had to run 2 interchanges that day just to get all the cars we needed to run the route. So this is our 510 train. We've got our usual F units in the lead, the GP on the bottom, and you know, I'm not even going to do the tags yet. We'll do the tags coming back, but this is our train. This thing is huge. As you can see, this is our regular stuff here. And then on the bottom, we've got something like 73 or 75 coal hoppers. It is insane. Like, this is a crazy amount of cars. We had to shove them way past the yard just to get everything to kind of fit as we put this thing together and sorted it out. Here you go. We're coming up to the bottom now. There we go. That's the entire train. She is an absolute beast. I can't wait to run this thing and start setting these cars out. Let's hop in. Nice. In the F unit. I think right here is kind of downhill, so it shouldn't be too terribly bad. In fact, I don't think we have much of an uphill all the way to Dillsboro. And once we get to Dillsboro, we're setting out a really sizable cut. So the train is going to get easier and easier as we go further north. All right, so we're running this thing along to Dillsboro, and we got a hotbox. Even though there isn't a hotbox detector, we got a hotbox, so we're gonna have to check this thing out and see where it's at, because I have zero clue. I'd be the first to tell you, I don't check the journals. I should. I don't check them like I need to, though, so we've got a problem somewhere. Here's our hotbox. Here's the one that actually... Interesting, though, because it's 100% oiled. So why does it have a hotbox if it's 100% oiled? Like, I don't understand that at all. And this bad boy is going to have to be set out. Where is it going? To Parsons Tannery. We got to set this thing out and repair it. We'll set it... I mean, it works out perfect because we're going to set it out in Dillsboro anyway. But that's actually the culprit right there. I don't understand because we don't need to add anything to it. So we'll keep looking and checking all these out. We're just going to have to check the interchange as they come in. We got to check them really good. All right, so I think we've got this thing topped off pretty good. We do have the one hot box, the hot bearing. We're going to go ahead and continue running this thing into Dillsboro, make the set out, and then we'll deal with that car later. We'll have to put it in the shop up here and repair it. I don't know. We may take it and deliver it and then repair it after. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. Either way, we might take a hit on our money that we make off of that car because it will be a delayed delivery if we repair it. So if we shop it. So let's get the 510 up here. We'll do auto waypoint this time. We do have a pickup, a northbound pickup here as well too. Here's our Dillsboro local. We need to add another unit to this. I think definitely we need like 1 or 2 more diesels at this point. I think we'd be set. All right, we just rolled up in Dillsboro here, the north end of the yard, and we've got to see about making a set out here. Let's pull up the tag so we can see exactly what we're doing. Yeah, a lot of these cars are going to the paper mill, which we're just going to work the paper mill out of the Dillsboro yard today. So basically, we've got to figure out what we're going to do. We're going to make our cut right here. Yeah, let's make our cut right here. So we need to go in, close this guy out. There we go. Open the coupler. We're going to do it the correct way today. And let's take her forward. Hop up. All right, let's go. Take her head. It's a long time for the air to bleed off. So the problem we're faced with this hot box is we're only allowed 15 mile an hour. We're restricted to 15 mile an hour until we get that car fixed. So that's the big incentive for getting it fixed and taken care of. Like I said, I'm not 100% certain what we're going to do with it just yet. But we'll see. We may kick it out with the Dillsboro local and go ahead and let it get fixed up. So we've got a pretty decent cut of cars to take to Bryson, and also some barkers that we got to set out as well. All right, here we go. Swing down to the switch. Get this bad boy stopped. I guess we need to line it into this track. So let's go ahead and put it in reverse. We'll start kind of easing her that way. We'll grab this switch. And we'll catch up as she rolls by. All right, let's swing down here. Let her shove in the clear. We'll make our cut. Grab these other northbounds and be on our way. So yeah, this is definitely a really busy local. Long distance local. Give her a little bit more. I think that's good. We'll shove her in there about 10. I was wondering, do the tags... There we go. That's our hot box right there. So, let's see. Can we put a note on this car? I was wondering, yeah, can we put a note or something on it? It doesn't look like we can. Dillsboro repair track, that's where we'll send her. It'll take 2 minutes supposedly to fix, so that's not too terribly bad. All right, that's good. Right here. Put a handbrake on her. There we go. Close you out. Grab the coupler. Like I said, we're just trying to do a little bit more legit today. Sometimes we get kind of cheaty with it. All right, let's take her head in the clear. The air definitely dumps really slow. I don't remember it doing that before, but I guess it does. All right, switches line into clear. Let's bring her back. About a car to the next switch here. It would help if we did reverse. There we go. Actually, we just walk ahead and grab that before he gets up here to it. There we go. Now we're good. We really need to jump in and do another multiplayer in here. Now that the railroad's really starting to take off and get pretty busy, I think that would be awesome, dude. I know we had several guys that jumped in before and did it. Sweet, lace them up. Cut it in. I don't think you can dump this. We do have a handbrake. Let's grab this guy. There we go. All right, let's catch up. Take him ahead. In the clear. Man, I was just thinking of another railroad that would be really cool to do in this game that was kind of a smaller but really cool little diesel, even steam operation back in the day. Was like the ANWP, the Atlanta and West Point. Or the Georgia Road. Western Railway of Alabama. Those were all really cool little railroads. Small manageable railroads back in the day. All right, switches line into clear. Let's take him on back. We're not going to car count this thing. It's fine. Multiplayer, absolutely right, but doing it ourselves, we don't need to. Yeah, it's a pretty sizable cut for Dillsboro. We may consolidate and start working the paper mill out of Dillsboro. We've kind of had our own paper mill job down there, but we may do it out of Dillsboro now. Maybe easier. Hopefully I didn't shove these out the bottom. I don't think we did. I don't know. That's a lot. It's a lot of cars. Hopefully we didn't shove them through the bottom. I didn't even really think about that. I just assumed it would hold it. Yeah, that car is still smoking over here. Yeah, I don't get it. It's 100%. Yeah, no, we're fine. There's the bottom of this cut is just about right where the bottom of that cut is at, so yeah. Sweet, that'll do right there. Let's get her laced. Nice, cut it in. On this side, I can't see it. There we go. Yeah, you don't have to worry about dumping the air in this game, so that works out pretty good. All right, we just walk back to the head end, and we'll get on our way. Start hitting the Whittier to make that set out. All right, next thing we need to do is to get our passenger train situated. We've really kind of neglected this thing, and I'm horrible at that. I neglect this train all the time. I know a lot of you guys said it can be a major money maker. But we just haven't got to that point yet. I really need to focus on it more. Hopefully, once we start generating a little more revenue, more expeditiously, we can add some more stuff to the train. But right now it is what it is. All right, we need to get this thing topped off. Okay, yeah, she's got to top off. So we'll do that real fast. We should have another car coming to Whittier for coal. I didn't even think to look at that, but we should. We need to dive into the timetable feature. It's a really cool looking feature. I don't know much about it, but you can add trains to it and you can kind of have them running on somewhat of a schedule. We just got to figure it out. But either way, this guy is topped off. Nothing else is going on the railroad north of here at Bryson, so we'll just run him all the way north. Right here, let's teleport to it. And we'll drop a waypoint. Actually, no, we don't even need to do that. We need to go on past here. Let's go all the way to Appalachia Junction. Yeah, let's go to Appalachia. There we go. That'll work. Okay, let's hit you waypoint, and we'll set it about right there. At least our Y is in, so that's good. It's not much. Yeah, it's not much of a Y though. I kind of thought we could turn trains on this, but I mean, I guess we could. A smaller train, we could do it. There you go, just cruising along. 107 cars, 2,900 tons, 43, almost 4,400 feet. So still a really sizable train. Even with that big set out in Dillsboro, it's definitely a sizable train. So, yeah, it just had a pretty good tonnage reduction. 3,600 tons to 2,900 tons. Rolling by the Barker's Woodyard here. These are definitely some we need to pick up on the way back. Nice. Let's bump the speed up a little bit too. So I guess go to Dillsboro at this point, and we'll kind of work down here a little bit. All right, this Seaboard Airline is the one we need to kick out, so I think we're probably going to do that. We don't have... Yeah, we're going to have to kick it out and run around it. That's fine, we can do that. Let's take our engine. We've got our engine. And we'll waypoint it to the bottom here. There, go ahead and make that cut. Let's tie handbrake on this one. Run back up here to the head end. There we go, she just coupled up. Perfect. Knock handbrake off on that. Get our air laced. All right, I think we're good. We'll just, oh, we got to get that air turned out on the bottom here. There we go. All right, let's take them ahead. And let's... I kind of wanted to just, like, kick this thing down in there, which we may do. All right, everything looks good. Let's give her a kick. Oh, we went by the switch just a tad. I hate that. Just by like a little over one truck length. All right, let's take her back ahead. That was a bad kick. Bad kick on my part when you got to make this little extra move here. I was trying to make sure that we had a good enough kick that we could get her kind of to the other end of the yard there. Actually, we'll just we'll waypoint this thing so we can babysit this boxcar. All right, so we're grabbing onto the bottom of our cut here at Dillsboro, and then we're going to grab this car and set him over. We really need to take this 060, the 602, and maybe take this guy down to the paper mill at some point and let him be the paper mill switcher. And then I guess we got a 10-wheeler or a mogul or something down there. We could kind of like store that thing for a bit. All right, let's get this guy laced up. There we go. And we'll come over and grab... Oh, we got to get the handbrake. Where is that? Handbrake's in the middle, I think. There it is. All right, get that guy and... Let's come down and grab him, and then we'll set him over in the repair track. And we'll head to the paper mill. We'll start working on that. We'll take this guy down there in a bit. We won't take him with us, but we'll take it in a bit. Let's go to the map and let's see where... Oh yeah, I see. The 300 is getting close, so let's go back to him. Passenger jobs up at Ayla, so that's good. This is all clear. What we do need to do is to get this sorted out. There we go. All right, now we need to set them over. Man, it's so laggy for me for some reason. I don't know if it's that mod or what, but it just seems just super slightly stuttery to me. I don't know why. Let's do him, and we'll set them over here. We do have the number 3. Make sure we don't have the wrong one. We should have plenty of headroom to do that. It's a straight pull and replace here. So that's good. Is there anything in the settings we could do to make this run a little better? Draw distance 1K. I wonder if we bump this down just a little bit. Yeah, I really hate to do that. It doesn't... Yeah. I don't know about that, guys. We may just kind of deal with it for now. We really, really need a diesel on this job. And what we're going to do while we're waiting is we're going to let this guy top off. So let's get the 300. Let's go to manual. It's time to top these off. Luckily, we don't have to buy fuel. I'm really kind of surprised, though, that fuel isn't like fuel cost isn't a thing in game. Maybe one of these days. I'd love to see some more Alcos in game, like a C420. I think that would be really cool to have. A C420 would be awesome. The 6-axle Alcos, the 4-axle, that, yeah. 1000%. I could see so much. I mean, we've got the RS1. You can't see it here, but that, I mean, shoot, we could pick up an RS1 for 30 grand. That's not bad, honestly. We need some B units, and B units for 27, RS1 for 30. We might need a SD7 at some point to add on the coal train. We've got a ton of power that we need, guys. We've got a ton of things that we need. Palace cars. Observation cars, absolutely. I want to put an observation car on each end of our passenger train, so that's going to be 14 grand right there. Hopefully we can flip this next day once we get all those coal hoppers loaded up at Robinson and have a really good paycheck, maybe. I'm hoping. I mean, just delivering those up there should give us a good paycheck. All right, that'll do there. I think with these diesels, we're not going to finish topping the rest of them off just yet. We're going to make this set out and get that done, and then we'll see about topping them off. Like, a large majority of this train is going here. I mean, really, we're going to have to double this thing into a few tracks. We've got a ton of sawmill cars. What do we got here? Let's start at the bottom. Sawmill. Yeah, these are all chip guns. I really wish we had chip hoppers. Little 2-bay chip hoppers would be nice. Sawmill. I think we've got some stuff going to Whittier proper. Yeah, Stenzel and Hollyfield. And of course, this is going to be a southbound car as well as these two, so that'll work out pretty good. We'll have to get them on the bottom of one of these tracks. Maybe we can kick them down here kind of out of the way. That way they'll be on the southbound pickup. Because we'll go to Wilmot first and then Barker's after that. I think that'll work out. Is this guy done? No, he's still filling. Man, it was thirsty. That's the thing about Steam. I've definitely learned with Steam, like what kind of an, honestly, like an operational headache Steam is. Okay, let's grab them. Let's go to this guy. And we'll start pulling him down a little bit. Pull them down to there. Now we'll go back to this guy. We're trying to maximize our time. All right, there we go. That'll do. Lace you up. No handbrakes, so we can... This goes to Conley Creek L1. I can't remember which one Conley Creek L1 is. Conley Creek L1. That is this one. Okay. So what we need to do is just waypoint him down. Now he's set. Go back to Whittier. Oh, why is he holding up here? In light number 8. Go back to manual. I think he's just kind of creeping along. Either way, we can go ahead and make our cut. So let's grab these guys and take them ahead. There we go. All right, that'll do. Get our switch. Yeah, we got to kick these guys all the way to the other end. That's our pickup side down there. Just couple back up. Now we're good. Sweet. Let them go about their business, and let's waypoint back to this guy. Watch these. Man, I would love to see a yard expansion here. I've looked at some of the yard expansions like here and the Silva interchange. I don't want anything that big. It's like it's one extreme or the other. I'd really just like a few more tracks. I think would be great. Like maybe 1 or 2 more here in Whittier would be perfect for us. All right, that should be good there. We'll tie him down. Sweet, he stopped. These guys are back together. Place you. All right, now what we need to do is set this cut over. Let's go manual. Take them ahead, release the independent. Our track's good up here. Everything's lined and ready. Sweet. All right, let's get them stopped. We'll make our cut right here. Passenger trains at Bryson. That's good. I haven't even looked to see what kind of money they're making us. Put that guy right there. All right, let's take him ahead. It's a pretty good cut. Almost 1,000 tons. All right, switch his line in and clear. Let's shove him to a spot. Or not a spot, but just shove him in and clear. $120, that's not horrible. It could be way better. We really need to add more cars to it. Make sure we fit. Yeah, we should. Just a few more cars. There you go. That'll do right there. Sweet. Make our cut. Grab a handbrake. Let's waypoint them. We'll go back to our train, get her together, and then head to Bryson. And then we got to take this thing all the way to Robinson Gap. We may just skip to Robinson Gap and pick up there so you guys can see what we do there. We know the whole Bryson routine. That's nothing new. All right, guys, so we are finally rolling up into Robinson Gap, or the coal mine up here at Robinson Gap, and we have a problem that didn't dawn on me until we got up here. We're hanging on to 76 cars, but they're going to be a trailing point spot. I totally forgot that we've got cars already sitting in the yard, so our problem is this. We got to get around our train. We can't get around all 76 cars in one go, so what we're going to have to do is probably stop our train down here, cut off just enough cars that will fit between these switches right here, pull up, run around them down this track, get on the bottom, shove them up here to a spot, and just keep repeating that process over and over again until we have all the cars spotted up in the empty yard up there. Yeah, that's the only way I know to do it. It would be a lot easier. I mean, this thing is like going on forever. It's still hanging out on the main line down here. Yeah, it totally is. It's just hanging out on the main line, just a couple of cars. The only other way we could do this which would honestly be the easiest move to make, is to have the Appalachia branch. We could just swing the Y and then make a shove move in there. That's totally prototypical. I could totally see that happening. You know, no one ever said railroading's easy. Sometimes you got to make some really wild moves to make things work, and that's just part of it. I feel like if it was too easy, it would be boring. So yeah, we've got a lot of work to do up here, and we're probably going to leave that for another video. Love all you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like down below, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Peace. No, big cat, no. Stop.